From Hollywood Bowl, the United States Armed Forces Radio Service presents Symphonies Under the Stars.
Good evening. We are talking to you as usual from our little booth off stage from the world-famous outdoor amphitheater, Hollywood Bowl. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer proudly present tonight's concert featuring outstanding artists who are under contract to MGM. Miklas Rotze, guest conductor, will direct the Hollywood Bowl Symphony Orchestra. In the cast are Katherine Grayson, soprano, Mario Lanza, tenor, Lee Wintner, basso, Lionel Barrymore, narrator, Andre Previn, piano soloist, and the Los Angeles Concert Chorale under the direction of Roger Wagner. Due to the length of tonight's concert, there will be no intermission, and we are also going to hold our comments to a minimum. The orchestra is already on stage tuning up, and in just a moment our concert will begin. Highlight of tonight's concert will be the performance of Lionel Barrymore's Halloween Suite for orchestra, soloists, and chorus. Miklas Rotze, our conductor this evening, has enough Oscars and other awards to fill a museum. He has been represented in the past here in Hollywood Bowl by concert performances of his works and as a real conductor of real attainments. Miklas Rotze acknowledges the applause of the audience, turns to the orchestra, and we're ready for the first work on tonight's edition of Symphonies Under the Stars. Concert audiences are very familiar with this popular work. Miklas Rotze conducts the orchestra in the overture to Smetana's opera, The Bartered Bride. Nicholas Roza bows to the audience and makes his exit, but he will return immediately with our first soloist of the evening, Mr. Mario Lanza. This gifted young American-born tenor had a debut here at Hollywood Bowl last year. He came almost unheralded and left with praises ringing in his ears. Mario is now under contract to MGM, and we think he will go far in his chosen career as a singer. Mario Lanza bows to the audience and takes his place a little to the left of our conductor, Nicholas Roza. For his first song, Mr. Lanza has chosen a composition from the pen of Georges Bizet. It is the ever-beautiful Agnus Dei.
Thank you very much. As an encore, I'll sing Nessun Dorma from Puccini's Turandot.
Nessun dorma, nessun dorma. Tu pure, principessa, nella tua fredda stanza, guardi le stelle che tremano d'amore e di speranza. Ma il mio mistero è chiuso in me. Il nome mio nessuno
Mario Lanza returns to the stage, bows to the audience, and again makes his exit. He will return later as soloist in Lionel Barrymore's Halloween Suite, and again later for a duet with Miss Catherine Grayson. And now we are ready for our second orchestral selection of the evening. Meklis Rotzer conducts the Hollywood Bowl Symphony Orchestra in a reading of Ravel's Pavane for a Dead Princess. After acknowledging the applause of the audience, Miklas Rotze again makes his exit. But he will return in just a moment with our next soloist of the evening, the popular movie star, Miss Katherine Grayson. It is hardly necessary to introduce Miss Grayson, for you have seen and heard her on the screen and listened to her many times as a guest star on radio shows. And here she is now. Katherine Grayson bows to the audience, nods to Miklas Rotze, and is ready for her first song. She has chosen the Shadow Song from the Opera d'Onora by Meyerbeer.
much. And as an encore, I'd like to do the Sempre Libera from La Traviata.
Catherine Grayson returns to the stage, makes a quick bow, and makes her exit. She will return in just a moment, along with the other members of the cast, for a performance of Lionel Barrymore's Halloween Suite. This great gentleman of the theater is a composer of note, a tolerably good musician, and a patron of the arts. The work we are going to hear tonight is but one of many original works in his catalog. Mr. Barrymore is brought on stage in his wheelchair and will be placed in front of a microphone to the right of our conductor, Nicholas Rotzer. And now here comes Catherine Grayson, Mario Lanza, and Lee Wintner, our soloists. Next comes Roger Wagner, and the Los Angeles Concert Chorale. Mr. Rotzer is facing the orchestra, and in just a few moments all will be ready for our concert highlight. Mr. Barrymore will act as narrator in this performance of his own work. Lyrics were written by Daley Paskman. Nicholas Rotzer raises his baton, and we hear Halloween Suite by Lionel Barrymore.
It was Halloween, and little Myrtle was happily singing outside the cottage near the thick of the woods where she lived with her grandfather, an old woodman. In another part of the woods lived Bertel, the son of a cobbler. Now, Bertel had come to fit Myrtle with little shoes he was making for her.
Little shoes I make for you to fit your tiny feet. With every tack I hammer through, my heart begins to beat. With my magic hammer I will charm these shoes I make. With my magic hammer I will bless each step you take. Little shoes for dancing to make your life a joy. We will go romancing when little girl meets boy. Little shoes for dancing to make your life a joy. We will go romancing.
Soon the woodman came along. He told him he was going to the village to get a new axe. But it's Halloween, said Myrtle. The witches and goblins will be out. You mustn't go through the woods tonight. Oh, tut, tut, said the woodman. I'll be safe, all right. And he hurried away.
It's a lovely night, nothing can harm me. Not afraid to fight, pixies all are me. Goblins don't exist, witches don't scare. They don't bother me, why should I care?
He whistled in the dark. To get to the village was a long journey through the lonely woods. Oh, the forest does look strange, he thought. It was getting dark and the woods thick, and in the distance he could hear Boo Boo, the giant bear, grunting. He came out. Then he went back again. But the woodman continued right on. Suddenly he came upon a bunch of big eggs nestled in the roots of a beech tree. What thumping big eggs, he said. I'll take 'em home and hatch 'em out. So he gathered 'em up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And carried 'em very carefully as he walked into the black night. long last, he reached home and excitedly told Myrtle and Bertle about the eggs. He put him in a basket near the fireplace and said, "We'll have a big omelet for breakfast." When suddenly the egg showed signs of life. One began to chip. Then another. Then another. And out of one egg popped a head. Out of another, a foot. Another head. Another foot. There was a cackling and squealing and squirming, and soon 6 little bodies came wriggling out of the 6 eggs. "Look, they're elves!" cried the woodman, as the little imp started a wild kind of dance. "Just like babies," said Myrtle. "We must feed them." So they fetched several pans of milk, and when the milk was all gulped up, Myrtle said, "But we need a cradle." So they fetched her old cradle from the cellar and put the 6 little elves in it. Myrtle felt just like a little mother, so she sang them to sleep as she rocked the cradle. While they were asleep, Myrtle made them some pretty clothes, and when they woke up, she dressed them. But in spite of the nice clothes and care, they became mischievous and played all sorts of pranks. They pulled the cat's tail. They upset the water pail. They pulled the woodman's whiskers. They took his glasses and they hid his pipe. Became very angry, but he was helpless to make them behave. They acted just like imps. He struck a match to search for his pipe, and at once the elves stopped and stared at the light. "Look, they're hypnotized," said the woodman. "I know what I'll do. I'll light the candle in the lantern and lead them back to the woods where I found them." lighted candle in the lantern, the woodman, Myrtle, and Bertle went into the night. The elves marched after them, their eyes glued to the light. At last they found the beech tree, and the woodman hung the lantern on a broken branch, the little elves still staring at the candlelight. Then silently and sadly, the woodman, Myrtle, and Bertle left him behind and started back home. Felt very lonely, though they didn't say so. The girl was crying secretly. So was the boy. And the woodman probably, too. There we go. So they went to bed. Next morning, the woodman and Bertle went into the woods to cut down some trees. Myrtle was left alone in the hut. All of a sudden, there was a rummaging sound at the back door. Stealthily, something was making its way into the hut. Soon a thump was heard. Another thump. And another thump. Myrtle, frozen with terror, looked up, and there before her very eyes was the beast who had stolen so many children, Boo-Boo the giant bear. Myrtle screamed. She threw the table in its path and ran behind a chair. But the hulk of the huge bear was almost within reach. Just ready to gulp her down. He lifted his right paw, then his left paw. And when he stood up, his head reached the ceiling. His red tongue was lolling between his big sharp teeth. Stumbling and tumbling and running like a streak came the 6 little elves from the forest. The candle had burned itself out, and they were released from the hypnotic spell. Into the hut they leaped, and in a flash they pounced on the bear. One took hold of his tail and twisted it like a rope. Another climbed on his back and pulled his ears. 2 more grabbed his legs and held him while 2 of the others crawled under his arms and began to tickle him. The bear started to laugh. The little elves tickled and tickled. The bear laughed louder and louder. He tickled and tickled. And out he ran down the path into a large lake and disappeared in the dark water. The little elves had actually tickled him to death. Everybody was happy, and they all marched off to the village to tell the folks how the heroic elves had saved little Myrtle's life. The town crier called out the news, and all the citizens gathered in jubilation to celebrate the strange and joyous Halloween. They ran up the hills, men, women, children, animals, and danced a joyous, exuberant, a happy polka around the 6 little heroes. Since behaved like 6 little gentlemen. And I have heard it said that before another Halloween rolled around, one of them became mayor of the town. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, Mickey. That's wobbly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nice. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yes, we agree with Mr. Barrymore. It was wonderful. You have just heard Lionel Barrymore as narrator in a performance of his own work, Halloween Suite, with lyrics by Daley Paskman. Soloists were Catherine Grayson, soprano, Mario Lanza, tenor, and Lee Wintner, basso. Miklas Rotzer conducted the Hollywood Bowl Symphony Orchestra, and the Los Angeles Concert Chorale was under the direction of Mr. Roger Wagner.